Here we go. All right, ladies, thank you so much for jumping on. Again, please bear with me if it gets chaotic in my background. I've tried to instruct them not to come in, but y'all know how it goes. So just a few recaps of the things going on. So if you can just mute yourself so it's not loud in the background, because I don't know, I might can mute y'all. Okay, I think everybody is good. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so this is the final week of the Team Cup, you guys, and I'm excited but nervous and all the feels. For me personally, it has been a harder month, especially knowing that I'm showing up, I'm putting in the work, but yet I haven't necessarily seen reap all the benefits of that yet. And that being the key word, because we have to just continue to show up and trust the process as we're continuing to work hard this month. And I encourage you too, if you are not at your goals, if you're not close to your goals, that is okay. Control the controllable and just go all out. And I got some good content posted with the daily post in the team page for the rest of the week and how you can really capitalize on these last few days of the month. And something that hit me today, I saw the graphics within the Boss Babe Mastermind group, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing a flash sale. I haven't done it in a while. So if that's something that you want to invite your people to, we need to talk about it over the next couple of days, because typically this will only last 1 to 2 days tops, because it's a flash sale, and it's just to get those people involved. And like, say you want to be a part of this, I'll schedule out all the stuff, but if you want to invite your people, if your people join, you can offer up that incentive to them. A lot of things that we've done before is like a $10 Amazon gift card or something of their choosing, because if you think in the grand scheme of things, you're still coming out on top, because a basic challenge pack, you're going to earn $40 commission, so you're still earning $30 in the grand scheme and getting closer to your goals and changing another life. So just let me know if that's something that y'all want to be a part of. I'm going to do it regardless, so I'll share that once I get it going. And then if you want to help, if you want to invite your people, just know that if somebody signs up with you, you're responsible for giving them that gift, if that makes sense. So last week, I'm going to go all in, balls to the wall, and push it. And Donna's team, they're like, it goes to show, because like they're all on this call right now. Imagine that, all 5 of them. And like, you guys, they are in top 10 in Canada and like 25 overall. They have beast moded the heck out of this cup. So I'm like excited for them, like, because they're about to get some ear pods, and like, I'm pumped for them. So congratulations to y'all. Like, really keep pushing. It's awesome. It's awesome to like see your names up there. So I'm rooting for you guys while I'm still hustling, on my own goals over here. So 10 rounds. If y'all missed that announcement today, on the 28th, is that this Thursday or Friday? I'm not sure. They're going to start adding all of the 2B and the Ultimate Portion Fix to the 10 rounds challenge pack. So this is huge. This is epic, because this is why I've been so hesitant to use my promo codes, because I'm like, I want everybody to get all the both nutrition plans that comes with the MBF while that is on promo. And that's coming first to 10 rounds, but come September, they are on track, on plan to make every single one of our challenge pack options include 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix. So this is huge, you guys, because we know like nutrition is hard. It is so hard, but it's the most vital point of the process. And just being able to offer them best of both worlds with Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B to have that flexibility in the crazy seasons, like game changer. So I'm excited about that. 1 week from today, the 2nd, what is today? Monday. Next Wednesday, the 2nd, is going to be our pumpkin spice Shakeology. So start advertising for that now, because y'all know this is a limited time thing and it will sell out. So, this is a great time for a lot of people who aren't on the Shakeology subscription. They can, if they're consistent with it, sometimes people will be like, I want to use it, utilize it, because it's only a 14 serving, they can't do it with HD, but like encourage them to be consistent in getting in those superfoods, and so they can really feel the changes that Shakeology makes, and then hopefully become, a monthly subscriber or even a coach, because they love it and they're going to get it for less money. So that's always a win-win. So mark your calendars, be talking about that, like at least like every other day leading up to it. I do have one little story for that. So if y'all want that, it's just a little save the date, cute graphic. But again, Balls Babe Masterminds, that's where you're going to get so much good stuff to where you're not recreating the wheel and trying to come up with content that takes time, and it's not the best use of your time when you're all busy. You should be focusing on other things to grow your business. But sharing what's coming up is so key in getting those volume boosts and bringing new people in. They said something about the Hollywood Transformation Tuesdays on TV. I don't know. You can check that out. The Super Weekend. Go ahead and mark your calendars like now. I know it's not till November 7th, but they're doing it again. It's going to be virtually, and it's going to be based on your region, on how they break this down. So mark your calendars. I'm sure it'll be like 1-ish, maybe 2 hours max. So be a part of this, you guys. There's so much to be said. There's going to be corporate, there's going to be top coaches to allow your fuel to be set on fire for 2 hours that Saturday morning or whatever yours is. I'm sure there'll be more information to come. Recharge is on sale. Get your copy of Autumn's book. I know a couple of our coaches have already got that or have it ordered. And then, of course, you guys already know that's a later announcement about muscle burns fat. Holy crap, I know some of you started day 2. I started day 1, and I was like, this is legit next level. Like, I couldn't feel my forearms for hours after with the grip strength, but I love it so much. So that's why I think everybody, well, you know, not everybody should eventually do MBF, because it is a more intense program. Okay, so enough with the announcements, you guys. And I feel like we've talked the last 2 to 3 weeks, all for good reason, about invites, follow-ups, belief, you guys, because that's something that we're going to continue to talk about every day, every week, because those are the things that are vital to our success in this business as we continue to grow and share. But I really wanted to dive a little deeper tonight. Tonight's going to be a little bit more of a tough love approach, which you guys know that I am all about that. I've had to tame myself because I do realize not everybody responds well to that, and that's okay. So that's why I try to bring some more mellow content sometimes. But you guys, knowing that the stage that we're at and the growth that we've experienced and what it is that we're truly capable of, like, I'm like, no, heck to the no. It's like we have to get down to the bottom of why we're not experiencing even more. So there was 5 things that I wanted to talk about tonight, and I hope that I'm able to get through these rather quickly so that we can talk and I can see whatever y'all are chatting about in the chat. And feel free as we're going, like, let me know which of these like really calls out to you. Okay, you guys, so tonight we're going to talk about why you are not experiencing the ultimate success that you want to see. Okay, so there's 5 different reasons. One is just you have to be honest with yourself that you are not being consistent enough. Because here's why. 1, there's probably no schedule. There's no plan in place. There is no rhyme or reason to what, who, why, how you're going to post. You're doing it, but you are showing up when it is convenient for you. That is what you're doing, because there is no plan to, like, oh my gosh, I know life's crazy, so I don't have a backup plan, which can be something like I have a note section on my phone, and when you're in the shower, you're laying in bed at night, you know, all the crazy times, that's when you get your best ideas. You need to have a notepad, whether it be on your bathroom counter, by your nightstand, on your phone, because electronics are everything, obviously. But you need to write these things down, because there is a reason that it comes to mind, and you need to take advantage of that and share those things, breadcrumb them throughout your day, and make that even part of your power hour. After you get the most important things done, be like, okay, I need to create some content. And that goes back to what we've talked about on a previous call. You can plan out a post. Again, plan, schedule out your next post, and just hit it to a draft. And then when you're crazy and you can't even think straight the next day and you're like, holy crap, I don't know if I'm turning left or right, all you got to do is hit post. And then you're set up, you're showing up in your feed. So you guys, have a plan. We post this at the beginning of every single month. There's templates. Heck, you can even go to Pinterest and search like posting ideas, you guys. And it just goes back to, I do want to encourage you, do less and less of like stock images. And I even shared yesterday, I was like, this is kind of embarrassing from 4 years ago when I posted a selfie, but I was filtered from head to toe. And I was like, and to me, we've had that talk before, that filters now, I'm all about like the filters in the Instagram, like with lighting, with that type of thing. But like I had the sun and stuff, and I was like, how I got this, I don't know, other than the fact that I showed up, I was consistent, and I led with that heart and passion, because that was a hot mess. So thank God I have grown from that. But you guys just have that plan. If you have questions, like you don't know what to post, what are people asking you? What objections are you reaching every day? But outside of that, you should be, and I struggle with this, so I'm talking to myself and preaching to the choir, like 20% of what you post about should be your workouts, inviting, your food or whatever. Like you need to talk about your family, your other job, your hobbies, the things that you love, so that people reel you in. Just again today, I realized I'd gotten so off base of people knowing me for my obsession for donuts, and like somebody tagged me in that post again today, and I was like, yeah, this is totally my jam. So what do people know you for? Share those things so that they can relate to you on that outside aspect. Show your family, show your fur babies, whatever it is, share that. 2, you're focusing on the wrong things. You guys, I understand inviting is not always fun. It can feel weird sometimes. It's really hard, and that's why we've done on the Saturday morning calls. I love it. Thanks to Denise and Donna. They've got some really good ideas on pumping you up to get you ready for that mindset, whatever that is. And we've talked about that in the daily post as well. Light a candle to set the mood. Like, I focus so much better when my house is clean. Some of you have talked about, I promise you, I send out some of my best invites when I've had a glass of wine in me, because I'm relaxed and I'm not so tense or worried about what everybody's going to say. Like, so whatever it is, get some music on or whatever is going, and just get over yourself, you guys, because this is where we like to waste, just being honest, but it's where we spend our time in our business when it's not really helping us in the long run. It's a crutch is what it is. We get called up and we're engaging with other people is a great thing to do, but I promise you, when you do this, set yourself a timer for 5 minutes. It shouldn't take no more time than that, because next thing you know, you've gone down a rabbit hole, you've found something, because it's creepy what you can search something off of Facebook, but then the next thing that pops up is an ad on your Facebook page of something that you were just looking at offline. So like, and then you're just down a rabbit hole, or, oh, that looks good and that looks good, and then you're just mindlessly scrolling, and an hour, 2 hours has gone by, and then you worry, where's my time going? Or why haven't I experienced the success that I want? Because, yeah, I've done other things. Again, this goes back to number 1, you're just throwing up a post here and there, or you're making 1 to 2 stories a day, and you have that expectation that, oh, I showed up, people were going to come running to me. You guys, and 2 sides to this, you will see some people come to you, and they'll say, I've been seeing you, and that is a great thing, and I hope you like let that light your fire to show that, hey, I am doing something. But there are so often times, even coaches, there's no story, there's no little pending will or whatever that is to say that they've had a story within the last 24 hours. I can look at people's feed in their last 6 posts, and I have no idea that they're a coach, that they're on a health and fitness journey, or that I'm invited to be able to have the opportunity to do what they do. So that's a couple of things, and we've talked about that recently as well, is doing that self-eval to look at your feed. And this is one thing too, if you are consistently, and it can be like your invites, you can do it every single day. You can do it like, okay, today's like my really bulk mass inviting day, tomorrow's follow-ups, and then you swap those in and out. But if you are just consistently inviting 5 or less people a day, you cannot have the expectation that you're going to make $500+ a month. You just can't, because here's the statistics behind that, you guys. Although what we're doing is literally a gift that we're sharing to change lives, it's a numbers game in the work that we put in and who we're showing up to on a personal level. If you're inviting 5 people a day for say 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 25 a week. Times 4 on a typical month, you have 4 weeks, that puts you at 100. On average, I would say that may get you to SC5, maybe on average. So, which is a great thing. You're there to hobby coach if you're consistently doing that and you're earning that $150 to pay for your own product, but you cannot expect SC10 and all these higher numbers if what you're doing is so low. Because you guys, I've told this on multiple calls recently as well, like it sucks when we get so sucked in and caught on, oh my God, they read my message and they didn't respond. The only reason I know that somebody's read my message and they didn't respond is because I've come around a month later and I'm re-inviting them again and I see that they didn't ever respond to my first one. But guess what? Here I am again. And unless you told me to get lost or you blocked me, then here I am. I'm continuing to show up in your inbox month after month after month. And that's paid off several times it don't. I've done it for people for a year, 2 years, and I'm still just like, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. But you have to set the bar higher for yourself and focus on the things that you can control. We can't control if they understand the value or if it's the right timing for them. But what you can control is how many seeds you're planting and how many inboxes you're showing up in every single day. And you guys, we've shared over the last couple of weeks tons and tons of different ways that you can make this happen while feeling real and true and authentic to who you are. Again, tweak that. It's for you to use and to make it you. But if you don't use them, it's never going to mean anything. And that goes back to so many times I feel like coaches get caught up in like 1 or 2 people that they're really excited about, which is great. But I've learned the hard way. I try not to let my emotions run away from me until I see it is completed. Because I promise you, it'll be a day or 2. They're going to sign up on Friday. Well, something unexpected happened. Their car got a flat tire, or Lord, I don't know. I've heard it all. I feel like so, but you're continuing to show up and you're scheduling in those follow-ups, but you are not ever relying on 1 or 2 people to get you to where you want to go, because that will set you up to fail so super quick. Like you have to schedule in that follow-up and do as you promised that you would follow up and hope that they do. If they do, great. This is the beginning of hopefully a long relationship. But until that you've completed, then I have to keep inviting. And that goes back to like sharing that sense of urgency and the codes that you have. I had to tell a girl yesterday, she reached out to me. She was so excited. She was ready. And she was like, hey, I'm still here the next day. And then here we are a week and a day later and she still hadn't signed up, so and I actually messaged her back yesterday, the day before. I'm like, hey, I'm giving you 24 hours or I have to give this code to someone else. And they're going to respect that because this is a business and you have to respect yourself and know that you want to ultimately help others. So you can't just wait around on those 1 or 2 people to take that leap whenever that may be. So that's what my tip is, that you're inviting and you're not checking to see. The worst thing that you can do is like go back in a message and be like, oh my God, did they read it? They really don't do that to yourself. Like hit send, exit the message, and don't open back up to your next scheduled follow-up. Okay, number 3. You aren't holding yourself accountable, okay? And this presents itself in a few different ways. So 1, you're still, even though we beat it like a dead horse, I don't know how many times, you're not tracking your business. I don't care if that's, you print off the SC tracker. I don't care if it's you're using the bubble sheets. I'm using both of these, and I'm using TeamZ because I think there's something so empowering about pen to paper. I love checklists, but I also know that there is so much chaos in this brain that this is not enough, that I have to have an electronic system to actually be somewhat organized, or it just would be a hot freaking mess. So whatever it is, I don't care if it's pen to paper, but you have to have some type of tracking system to know who you've reached out to, so you can know why a month from now I haven't experienced success, but you're like, I don't know, I'm doing all the things. But then I'm like, okay, show me your invite list, and like you have nothing. Like these are from this month. I'm on my 500th one within 3 weeks. So you guys, you have to, and I'm not seriously experiencing my best month, but dang, it ain't because I'm not showing up and planting seeds every daggone day. So get a tracking system. I don't care if it's a notebook. Like, it doesn't have to be anything paid, but take control of your business and treat it like a business. Okay, so you're not having your tracking system and you're not sharing them. Like, share. And I'm the worst at like getting away from this. I'm doing them. I've been doing them for forever, so it's not something that I have to think about. This month was the first time in a while that I got back to the bubble sheets, and I'm like, good God, why did I ever get away from this? I love this so much. But I have a whole notebook, wherever it is, I just cleaned my office, but my tracking sheets from like years that I can go back, and I plug these in week after week as I finish them. So, and I should do a better job at like every single night or something sharing my tracking sheets for the day. So I started fresh today, and you know, it feels good. But sharing that in the team page, because if you're only focusing on showing up for yourself, then you're probably, oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I got a headache. Oh, something come up. There's 1,001 excuses. We all have them. We're human. But that's exactly why, like, Team Cup is so powerful, because you know everybody else is counting on you to show up and be present. So that's another one. You're not consistently showing up in your groups, whether that be a Team Cup thread, whether that be your challenge group, whether that be the team page, you know, and just as simple as if you have questions or you want some love on your post, or we're celebrating success, you know, every single week, like congratulating those people, whatever that is. You're not consistently making these team calls a priority because, oh, you had a dinner scheduled. Like, when you know every single Monday night is our team call. Like, it doesn't, like, there's the only call that I ever missed was like 2 days after we adopted the kids, and Jordan's like, absolutely not, you can't do it. And it was like ate me freaking alive, because I'm like, I have to be there. I have to be there. But like my birthday, for holidays, it doesn't matter. I'm here because I know it is part of my routine. I have to schedule around that. And another one is not having a success partner, you guys. And this is everything, because you're going to have just sucky, hard days, as you do in any area, any business, any work, profession of your life. There's going to be hard days. We're just so freaking drained. And the worst thing that you can ever do is bring that energy to your downline. So I want to encourage you, if you ever have a problem, please come to me. Like, get those feelings off of your chest. I've learned the hard way, being the massive introvert and the people pleaser that I've been my entire life, to like bottle in those emotions, and then I promise you it never ends well. Get those feelings off your chest, go upline with it, or have a partner like I do with Ashley, who's on a complete different team. So we go to each other sometimes, and we're like, okay, I just need to get this off my chest. We get it out, and I'm like, thank you for letting me vent, back to hustling. And there's so much to be said about that, you guys, because you're like, holy crap, I just went through that, or I'm going through that, because we're all going to have hard times. But sharing that and knowing like we're in the struggles and in the trenches together speaks volumes. Okay, so number 4, the blame game, you guys. So I could easily, I have to be really careful about how I say this. Like, we've all been there in some way or another. But, you know, even coming from where I am, like, my upline support just completely went away. And I had to learn, like, I had to step into that leadership role. And I could have easily said, oh, I don't have the support that all these other top coaches do, or whatever it is. But, and there was many a times I was like, maybe I had those thoughts, don't get me wrong, but I instead used that to be like, I will never, ever allow my downline to feel this way. Like, I will be there and let them know I'm here for them every single step of the way. Not to say that I always know the answers, because Lord knows I do not. I'm still learning every single day, but I'm going to be here and support you guys and, you know, our entire team through whatever it is that we're going through. But also outside of our actual team, we also have, I got this before, a few years ago, and it shook me to my core because somebody told me I didn't understand because I didn't have kids. And that was in the midst of, that was very personal to me because they didn't know how bad I wanted kids. But I'm just sharing a different example of like, oh, well, she's not as busy as me, which is a load of crap because we're all freaking busy with our own things, so we just have to know, again, it goes back to taking ownership of our time and not letting our time control us. Like today, I could have easily been, I wish I was a little stressed and a little overwhelmed to being like a single mom with Jordan thinks it's freaking hilarious because he works on evenings, so he's gone before the kids, and I'm like, I have to babysit you and then babysit the kids and then run a business on top of this. Like, what is this? But you guys, for me, like, I love it because I'm very competitive in nature, and I'm like, give me another obstacle. Give it to me. Give it to me because I will overcome it one way or another. I'm probably going to fall on my freaking face time and time again, but I will learn and I will overcome it at some point because I refuse to give up. So that was something. Don't have kids, too busy. It's just not for me. Ugh, that makes my stomach cringe. It really does because you guys, we work for an incredible company with coaches that are just constantly willing to bend over backwards, provide all the resources. Going back to the Boss Babes group, we have the Beachbody champions, we have weekly national wake-up calls, training in our back office, like so much to where we could easily be overwhelmed. There's probably too much dang training, but yet we say it's not for me when it's been proven time and time and time again. The problem is we're not willing to show up and do the work to make it happen. We're not putting it into place. The system is only proven to work if you work the system. Like, that is the missing piece. And like, anybody can do it. And it comes back to that mindset, that mind shift of like, holy crap, well, if she can do it, I can too. And that's why it was really good for me to like see other coaches who were like on the inside leg, who had no support, and I've seen them like rise to the top, and I'm like, you know what, that's pretty cool because I'm going to do that too. So it's just all in how you do it. You have to take responsibility for your own success or lack thereof. This is your business. Yes, what a blessing it is that we get to show up and we get to influence each other, and our volume can kind of all go together, and us growing in rank contributes to each other. That's all amazing. But at the end of the day, we're right where we are right now because of the decisions and the actions that we've taken up to this point. Never did I think, like, I've grown substantially over these almost 6 years, but it crushes me when I'm like, I see these coaches who are 1 to 2 years in and they're elite coaches, and I'm like, holy crap. But it's because I haven't focused on my coach recruitment for so long. I use my exercise as a crutch. Well, not to say that you can't use that, but it's easy to share about the workouts, right? Instead of inviting to the opportunity, when ultimately that's so twisted, because coaching is what changes everything. It's the big picture. It's the all-in-one total solution. So why would we not want to share that? But it's because it's our own fears that we're holding ourselves back. So just know that wherever you are, you can do this. Like, I'm from a very small town. Like, people here in Alabama, like, it's not healthy. It's not a healthy state like they talk about, like, out west, so but that's why we have the opportunity to grow on social media, and we're now in the US, in Canada, in France, in England. So why are we limiting ourselves to this box? We have to break free of that. Okay, and the last one, 5, because we're down to 7 minutes. You're setting yourself up for failure even before you start, you guys. And that's because so many of us want these big things. We want more, but then when it ultimately comes down to it, we truly doubt ourselves, or if we're even truly capable of the success that we're seeing other people. And it's so easy because it goes back to seeing their highlight reels, and we don't see the struggle and the grit and the work and the sacrifices that they made every single step of the way to get there. And I'm not going to say luck doesn't sometimes play a small part of it, but ultimately it doesn't, you guys. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in hard work. I believe in grit. I believe in embracing a challenge, because my saying is, I always say, and y'all probably heard, like, the stronger or the harder the fight, the sweeter the victory to me, because it's like, I proved myself that I fought for where I'm going. And it's just like this coaching thing. Yeah, I would have loved to have been elite for like 3 years in a row now. But I'm like, you know what? So what if it takes me 10 years? I'm going to get there eventually, because I'm not a quitter and I'm not going to give up. And I'm going to continue to show up and share this gift that I have to offer. So you have to stop doubting yourself, and whether that shows up in the nasty comparison trap that we've talked about time and time again, you guys, whatever you got to do, like, stop. We're in this together. And if somebody is like limiting you and giving you that negative vibe, like, unfollow them. Like, don't delete them. That could, turn into some childish stuff that we're not trying to do, unless it's just you don't really talk to them anyways, then fine, bless and release. But if it's like a friend and you're getting called up and then just unfollow it so their stuff's not constantly popping up in your feed. And you guys, do your personal development. I know it sounds so silly, and I was for me, but if you're not being intentional with fueling your mindset, and Donna helps all the time with those positive affirmations and sharing hers in the groups and on the Saturday morning team calls, you guys, those I am affirmations, whatever those doubts and those nasty things that you're having about yourself, like, you have to say them until you believe it with your whole heart. So if that means standing in front of the mirror, staring at yourself and being like, I am a successful coach, I am a top earner, like, whatever it is, you just say it out loud. Write them down every single day. Write down your goals so they're right here every single day, and then mark them off as you achieve them. Have your vision board, you guys. We take this stuff like it's not something serious, but it is. We have to remind ourselves every single day. I've got stickies all over my house on pink little sticky notes. My freaking house cleaners probably think I'm a kook basket, because I don't care, because this is what I need to see every single day to continue fighting. Every time I open the fridge, every time I wake up, my sons were like, what is that on your bathroom mirror? And I'm like, it's hard to explain right now with the barrier, and they're young, but it does allow me to bring them into my goals and what it is that I'm doing to fight for our family and our future. So write them down, you guys. Have a gratitude journal. Make you a vision board. Make it your background on your screen, whatever it is. Like, you don't have to be fancy. Lord knows I'm the least creative person on this planet. Like, but just do something. Just remind yourself what, I don't care if it's a sentence, to remind yourself what you're fighting for. So as we wrap up with 3 minutes, which one of these, as a quick recap, you guys, you aren't being consistent. You're focusing on all the wrong things: scrolling, posting, creating content, not inviting and following up. 3, you aren't holding yourself accountable. You're not showing up. You don't have a partner. You're not using a tracking system. 4, the blame game, whatever that is. Time, too busy, it's not for me, all that crap. Let's call it what it is. 5, you're setting yourself up for failure even before you start, because you're not being intentional with your mindset and being plugged into this team to let us fuel your fire, to being a part of the events and scheduling that next super weekend into your calendar. Whatever, you get your freaking summit ticket, because there's nothing more life-changing than that event and us being together in person. But just share. And before you go to bed tonight, like, 2 things. Take 5 minutes to really reevaluate and remind yourself why you're here and what it is that you're fighting for. Write those goals down if you do not, and share them, you guys. Let somebody be there. Yes, I know it should be scary. If it's not scary, then you're not dreaming big enough anyways, and you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It should be like, make your stomach freaking cringe. And that's the things that you have to share. Because we have 4 full months over, you guys, you could change your entire life in 4 months. 4 months, insert the legal disclaimer, but that is what I did to match my nursing income at the time of bringing in $600 a week, you guys, within my first month as a coach. So it's really just what you're willing to do, the sacrifices you're willing to make. And I'm no one special, so please, dear God, like, I was just talking to Donna about this yesterday. I couldn't even figure out her freaking email. I'm like, I don't know. I'm still learning every single day, but I'm showing up and I'm doing the hard work. I'm getting uncomfortable. I'm failing forward. So make your list, make your vision, share it. And if you have not, invite 10 people today. Again, you guys, all the scripts are there. Push yourself, 10x up your numbers, control the controllable, because you can't control if they're ghosting you or if they whatever. forget about that. But what you can control is how many people you're focusing on reaching out to. Jenna, I hope you took a picture. I'm trying to get, okay, good. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, they're just celebrating because they're freaking crushing the cup. Yes. I'm like, I'm loving it for you. I'm jealous because I'm competitive, but then I'm like, I'm so excited for y'all too. So that really outweighs the jealousy. But it's been a hard month for me. But y'all sharing that lights my fire. Okay. I told a girl who I've been inviting every month for the last 6 months the other day, after inviting again, that she said she is not ready. I said, okay, not a problem, but I'm not giving up on you until a hard no. She laughed and said, okay. Motivation and not ready has always been her thing. I love that. Consistency, and she will come around. I guarantee you with time. This call is great. Thank you so much. I'm on fire, and I'm telling you, it had to come out. I've been bottling it up too long. Y'all know I have to. Tough love is my language. So I hope y'all enjoyed it too. Prioritize. Yes. Get a schedule. Get your priority in doing the hard things, the invites. I don't care if you do nothing else. Do your invites and your follow-ups, and then in that extra time, that's when you're creating and scheduling content. Because it's okay if you don't post every single day. I'm about to get cut off, but if you're freaking showing up in people's inbox, that's going to trump that every single day. Okay, that's it. We're going to get cut off. Thank y'all again so much for jumping on. I hope y'all got a lot out of it. Do your assignments, and y'all have a great